at Brigade Enterprises, joining us on the show. Pavitra, hi, morning. And first of all, it's been a good quarter for you. Let's talk about your quarter four earnings. Your net profit has risen nearly 20%, healthy move coming over there. EBITDA margins have also expanded quite significantly. And this is something that we haven't seen with most of your peers for the quarter gone by. Can you walk us through the key levers that have supported your profitability this quarter? What's worked for the company in quarter four?
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having me. We did well across all of our businesses last year and especially in the last quarter. So on the residential side, some of the projects that came up for project completion and where we've been able to take recognized revenues under the Ind AS accounting standards have come through, and that is why we're seeing higher profit margins. So many of the projects that we had launched over the last few years have constructed and are delivering now are coming in at higher margins than maybe a few years ago. So we will be seeing that on a continued trend over the next few years as well. On the leasing business, also the entire portfolio is fully cash flowing in terms of our operating size, which is about 8.5 million square feet. So that's also contributing. And overall, like all segments are doing very well. And I think that is what has contributed to the higher profit this quarter.
Right. Very good morning to you, Pavitra. This is Cheryl also joining in the conversation. And let's talk about your guidance for pre-sales. 15 to 20% growth is what you've guided in pre-sales. If you could help us understand what gives you the confidence to meet this, or can we actually expect you to exceed it as well?
So last year, actually, we were almost 31% in terms of a growth year over year in terms of sales. A lot of that was due to the higher increase in pricing across the board for the portfolio, coming from a mix of the kind of projects that we launched and also like-to-like pricing increase within projects that were currently launched also. So going forward, I think we have consistently been saying that what we look for as an organization is to grow at this 15 to 20% year over year. Sometimes we much surpass that as we did last year. Sometimes, we may just about touch it. It really depends on getting approvals in time, launching the projects and seeing the kind of absorption that we have been able to see over the last few years. And as far as things go and as far as our outlook is concerned, all of the fundamentals are still in place for all our businesses: residential, office, retail, and hospitality. So from that sense, we are quite confident that we'll be able to continue with this kind of growth.
Avantika, hi, I beg your pardon. Hi, a very good morning. This is Shrishti also joining in. Just wanted to get an update, Pavitra, with respect to your Brigade Hotels Ventures that has actually received the SEBI approval for an IPO to raise around 900 crores. Give us some sense that where are we heading in terms of this particular IPO? Is there any update on the timeline?
So because we have received the DRHP, and actually that was received in October of last year, we're actually under publicity restriction guidelines. So currently we're not able to talk about the IPO. So unfortunately, I can't give more information on that.
For that IPO to hit the street. But let's also talk about the land acquisition, or rather the projects that you've signed recently. Just in the last 1 month, we've had major 3 or 4 announcements coming in from Brigade in terms of JDAs as well. You're also getting into plotted development, if I'm not wrong. Give us a sense of the kind of total GDV that you're expecting from all of this. What's the timeline going to be, and what's the contribution going to be to the overall top line?
So yes, over the last year, we've signed up at least another 12 million square feet of development. And in terms of GDV, we're looking at a value of around 12,500 to 13,000 crores. So from that perspective, business development and land acquisition is a constant endeavor for us. We are looking to do this across multiple different geographies and multiple lines of business as well, office and residential. And you would have seen those projects get announced over the last month, especially in the last week or so. We acquired a land in Chennai, which is almost 5.5 acres in prime CBD area. And that will be a high-end residential development, where we expect that GDV to be around 1,600 crores. So similarly, we've been acquiring over the last year or so, and should be able to see a lot of this come into our pipeline over the next 12 to 18 months. In terms of residential, in terms of office, we recently acquired a parcel in Whitefield, Bangalore. It's another prime parcel. We should be able to do about 1.5 million square feet development there in a high-end commercial project. So all signs are positive in terms of Bangalore, Chennai, and Hyderabad, where we are currently having a presence.
Pavitra, your total land area is about 498 acres, and you have about 39 million square feet developable area, right? If you could help us understand, what's the timeline that you have in mind in order to monetize this land bank?
So at any given point in time, our land bank is reflective of a 5-year time frame for development. So there are lands in there at various stages. We've seen that land bank grow over the course of the last few years. But again, our strategy has always been to look at a near-term pipeline of around 5 million square feet. We don't land bank for longer periods of time. We don't have very, far-flung locations or anything which requires, more than the next 3 to 5 years in terms of visibility of being able to monetize those lands. Some of those are as immediate as going to be launched in the next 12 months itself. So within the land bank, we have a range of projects. Some would be launching within the next quarter to the next 4 months, and others would take, up to 5 years to do that. So it's not that all of it would be launching anytime, within in the immediate future.